vision as a voice in someone's brain. It's gonna. Burning Hammer boys, we are in my car, and for this video we're doing something a little bit different. We are going to go to see what kind of different wrestling collectibles, memorabilia that we can get out there, and we've got a couple different stops that we are going to make to see what kind of things we're going to get, so stay tuned to see if we pick up anything.
Hell yeah.
All right, pulled up to our local farmer's market, and we are at the video game shop inside. Now, honestly, I did not film a whole lot in here because, as you can see, the store is pretty small, but it is jam-packed with a ton of different things. There is a lot of wrestling figures, a lot of TV and movie figures. As you can see here, we've got a Zack Ryder WWE figure that I'm probably going to go back for. I didn't pick that one up. And then we have Cesaro WWE figure here on this table as well. I'm not sure the prices on those. The store was a little more on the pricier side, but again, they sort of have to do that to help compete with the other Walmarts, Targets, that sort of thing. But as you can see here, that's only about a quarter of the store.
All right, we just hopped out of the Amish Mart. We're not going to show you what we got yet. We're going to wait until we get home. But we didn't film too much in there because it's a super small space, and there was just us two and the owner, and it just felt super weird to be waving the camera around.
Yeah.
However, there was a ton of super cool stuff in there. I know I will definitely be going back there to get some more figures, get some more other things, and they just had a ton of random cool things that we're going to get into at the end of the video, so you want to make sure to stay to then. We're going to head to a different store to see what kind of memorabilia or collectibles or just random things that they get.
All right, second stop, Crossroad Collectibles in Pitman, New Jersey. Now, this place really impressed me because they had a ton of professional wrestling stuff here, along with a bunch of things from TV, movies, figures, t-shirts, you name it. They're probably going to have it here if it's in a TV, movie, or comic book. And I just wanted to make a note right now. This is our first time actually going out and filming in public, so the camera work is not the best because we're still trying to get a little comfortable with just filming in other people's stores, and this store was so quiet. It was just like a library. As we were talking, we found it like we had to whisper, but as you can see, we've got some old WCW little like micro brawlers type here, and then you've got Tommy Dreamer, a whole ton of there. You have Hulk Hogan as the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, which was pretty cool. Too bad Hulk Hogan sucks. And then you've got a ton of figures in boxes at the top. You've got RVD sitting there in the back. Plus, you've got Kevin Nash along with a bunch of other people. Shawn Michaels is there. They've got a few ones in these three boxes here. One of them is Sabu. They've got a good Devon Dudley sitting on a little stand, which was for the draft. And as you can see there, that Sabu, I want it so badly. I think it was around $40 or $50. It was in great condition given the age of it, but we did not end up picking that one up. Like we said in the beginning of the video, make sure to stick to the end to see what figures we picked up, because we did pick up a couple different things from this store and the previous store. That being said, there are some things I want to go back and get because they're just too cool to pass up, and it's definitely something that I need in my collection. I was talking to Dylan. He was thinking the exact same thing. As you can see here, we're searching through this bin, and there's some older loose figures in there that are not in the best condition, but they're not terrible either. And there's some old VHS tapes there. You've got Rowdy Piper as like a small little pop vinyl type thing there. As you can see to the right, those are some old VHS tapes, and there's Roddy Piper in like a rubber-ish, like a hardened rubber type figure, which was pretty popular back in the day. They had about 6 or 7 different figures there. And on the other side of this case here, you got some more figures that are in a little bit better condition. Plus you have this trio set, which was pretty interesting. I believe that was around $45 if I am not mistaken, but what I saw at the very top of this thing is pretty cool, and it's something me and Dylan want to go back and get. You've got a Batista and Rey Mysterio duo set with the tag team titles there, and then you've got Taz here. This was further in the store. You've got some bobbleheads of Kane, Kurt Angle. They had a Taz, and they've got a bunch of AEW figures as well. Kenny Omega. They've got a Dustin Rhodes, along with a bunch of other older WWE figures. The pricing was not too bad. Obviously, it's going to vary depending on which figure you get. They've got a Sting AEW figure that I really wanted, and like I said, the prices weren't too bad. It's just a lot of them were like $30 or $40. Some of them could have been a little more. That Taz was around $40, and I really wanted to get it, but I decided I was going to pick up a few different things instead of just spend $40 on one thing. I would take that $40 and get a couple different things. With that being said, they have a ton of different loose figures in bags as well hanging there on the shelf, and it was hard to not buy any of those because they had a pretty sweet Chris Jericho that you're going to get a bit of a preview there in that short gray jacket. But Dylan's sitting here looking through them all. Again, I apologize for not doing a better job at filming this. It's just like super awkward to go in these small stores and just shove a camera around and make a lot of noise. But here's a Sting mug. Again, we really wanted this just because it's so absurd, but I think it was around $40 or $50, and we just couldn't get ourselves to pull the trigger on there. Those are some small plush baseball player plushes, excuse me. I thought they were like the wrestling ones that I had, like my Stone Cold one, because I know they made a ton of different ones that I've been seeing on Poshmark and Depop. And as you can see here, Dylan's got this pretty sweet figure. I forget who it was, but again, I think it was around $20 or $30. That one was not bad. They had an Andre the Giant that was the exact same line of figures that you're going to see in a few moments here that I really, really, really wanted to get. But as you can see here, we're searching through everything, and there's a ton of really good wrestling things. If you live in the area, definitely check it out. Crossroad Collectibles. Plus, they had a ton of loose figures just in this bin right here that I was looking through. Again, the prices were not bad. I believe all of these were probably around $10, and a lot of their figures, their loose figures, were around $10 or $15. And honestly, it just goes to show that, like, these smaller collectible stores, like, you think the prices would be more, but they're just not. Like, it depends on where you go to. Like, these prices were way better than the other store that we just came from. So there's a little Bret Hart that I really wanted to get, but again, I wasn't trying to spend a lot of money here. I'm definitely going to save up a little bit and get a ton of different figures. There was that Chris Jericho I was talking about, and then here's the Andre the Giant. That figure is absolutely awesome, but it was a little too pricey for what I wanted to spend. There's Taz. Right in front of him was Mankind, and these unique figures, you know, they're not just like the normal lines. And if you live in South Jersey, you definitely need to check this place out, Crossroad Collectibles.
All right, we just hopped out of Crossroad Antiques. We picked up a couple of things. So now we're going to stop at Big Lots to see if they have any figures, and then we're going to head home and show you guys everything that we get. Welcome to my crib.
All right, we're inside of Big Lots now, and I know that Dylan has had better luck than me finding wrestling figures in here. I've been a few times and couldn't really find anything worth grabbing. There was Drew McIntyre pulling a wheelie on a motorcycle, and then you've got a bunch of Bianca Belair WrestleManias in the purple gear, which is pretty good, and then you've got a bunch of Bend and Smash The Rock and John Cena's. I think those were around $10. The Bianca Belair was around $9.99, and for a basic, they did a pretty good job. I guess it's just because it's a WrestleMania edition, but like I said, I've never found much inside of Big Lots. Let me know, do you find anything inside of your local Big Lots store?
television has a voice on his breath. We're leaving Big Lots. Not too much to report. Couple of things. There was a Bianca Belair there. Ended up not getting it. There's a cool Drew McIntyre motorcycle. I walk for miles inside this pit of danger, a place where no one follows me. I walk alone. But we'll give you guys a rundown later. Yeah, Big Lots, more like Big Knots. Am I right? Yeah.
What's up, guys? Dylan from the Burning Hammer, and we are back in our podcast studio where we might recognize the background. This is where we normally make the magic happen, as they say with the podcast. And me and Mark just got back. Mark is behind the camera right now, and we're gonna go over the few things that we got on our trip out to the different collectibles stores. The first place we stopped at was a little collectibles store. They have a ton of wrestling figures and a few other like different sports and video games things. It's in a local farmers market around where me and Mark live. So make sure you go check out your local farmers markets and stuff like that. A lot of times there'll be local vendors who have different collectibles and stuff. And a lot of times you can find a lot of great wrestling stuff. As you guys saw on the camera, there was a bunch of different stuff there. Didn't get too many shots, but one thing we did walk away with was this plaque right here, this miniature plaque with a picture, and it says the Bullet Club, obviously, the OG Bullet Club, the original leader, Prince Devitt, the Young Bucks, the Good Brothers in there. So this was only $9, and while it's not like the craziest thing in the world, you know, it's a little plaque, it's just a picture. It's something really cool, and it's something really like random that you're not just gonna find at any store. And it was only $9, like I said, so definitely make sure you go check out your farmers markets. So this is the first thing we got right here, Bullet Club plaque. All right, now moving on to the second collectibles store. I believe this one was Uptown Collectibles. We got two things there. I purchased the Bullet Club plaque, and Mark ended up getting two things at this store. First thing we walked out with was this Rowdy Roddy Piper, old school style figurine. Open it up for you guys. So, see, like an old school rubber style figurine. And we can get a year on this, actually, 1984. So we have a Hot Rod Rowdy Roddy Piper, 1984 hard rubber figurine. This was only $10. You know, a legend like Hot Rod Rowdy Roddy Piper. To get something really cool, that's at this point it's almost 50 years old, which is pretty crazy to say. So it's almost like 50, or no, not 50, almost like 40 years old. But that's still just pretty crazy, you know what I mean? And it's only $10. So let's move on to the second thing, but here we got this. All right, guys, and last but certainly not least, this is probably both me and Mark's favorite find of the day. For only $12 from Uptown Collectibles, ended up leaving the store with this wonderful Sting action figure with the coat. Ooh. So this is a 1998 Sting. So actually the coat is removable. I'm not going to take it fully off. Don't feel like doing all that work. But you see he's got that jumpsuit. And this is a figure from 1998, Sting's WCW days. So this is really prime Sting. And honestly, it fit right up in the background with the rest of our stuff. And it's definitely one of my favorite finds of the day. Only $12. So we spent a total of close to $30, just over $30. And we left with Sting, Hot Rod Rowdy Roddy Piper, and a Bullet Club plaque. Really not too bad of a day. And that's not too, bad of damage in your pocket to leave with cool, pretty cool things. So just want to express to you guys, once again, go to your local farmers markets, your local collectible stores, your local thrift stores, your local antique shops. look for some wrestling stuff there. You don't always got to break the bank to get some really cool collectibles. Me and Mark aren't out there looking to spend a bunch of money and get the most rare thing. We're out there looking to get something that we ourselves think is really cool and something that we think is worth that price. And the 3 things we ended up with today were definitely great additions to our collection. So let us know if you'd like to see more videos like this, if you guys have any stores you'd like us to check out or anything like that. Like, comment, and subscribe to the Burning Hammer podcast. Make sure you follow us on all socials. We are at Twitter at The Burnt Hammer, at The Burning Hammer on every other social media platform. With that being said, great seeing you guys once again. I'm Dylan. That's Mark behind the camera. This was an episode of The Burning Hammer.